Hey gamers, this is an odd one today, but I want to talk about the top 5 best board game promos. Yes, promos can be ranked here even. There are some promos that, most of the time promos don't really matter that much. And I mean, it's nice to have them in the game and you're like, that's okay. But what are some promos that I won't play without anymore? I mean, that I think are just really cool. So here it is, in order I think, but number 5 is Stone Age The Herd. The Herd is interesting that you can place this mammoth on the board, and people who go there, the most who put their caveman there, will get a little reward. And you're thinking, okay, that's it? And yeah, and then the herd moves to the next location or to a random location. Why is this interesting? Because it changes the whole game now. I see people, whenever they see the mammoth, they don't really need that particular resource, but they'll throw a caveman or two there to see if they can get that extra victory points or that extra whatever it is reward that you get with it. And a small promo expansion changes the game. I didn't use the herd, I think, the first time I got it in, and then I forgot about it, and so then I started putting it in, and now I put it into every game we play because it does add that extra dimension to the game, which promos are there just for fun, but when a promo makes such an impact, that's how it gets on this list. Okay, number 4, it was a no-brainer. I didn't have to think of any of these, really, but Atlantis Boats. Atlantis is a great game by Mayfair Games. I will never play without the expansion. There are 2 little promos. There's some Icarus cards, which are great. Those are great too. I could add both in there because Icarus cards add no value, but they give you a free skip over the ocean tile. And everyone goes after an Icarus card. When they see one, they go crazy over it. But boats is something that I think is ingenious. You have these little cheap little stupid little boat tokens. You throw one down on the water. Your guys get to cross over for free. So it's like a bridge. But it's not like a bridge because other players, instead of giving up their largest treasure when they jump over that water area, they can give you the lowest treasure. And you think, oh, well, I'll throw him a 1 or a 2 treasure. That doesn't bother me. Yeah, but when 3 or 4 players do it, you've accumulated about 10, 12 points. That can be huge in the game. I've won the game several times because of the boat. So I guess I'll just add the boat in the Icarus cards there. But the promos for Atlantis, if you were to get the base game, it'd be fun. It's better with the promos. It's weird, but it's better with the promos. What an excellent game. All right, so my number 3. I think I spoke about this when I talked about my top games of all time, my top 100 games of all time, but Explorers of the North Sea. It's called The Crew. This is just a mini expansion, just a small little pack of cards that you have to do certain things in the game, and when you get those achievements, you get 1 extra action. So you can have up to 8 extra actions in a turn, which is awesome, but really hard to do because all the goals start off at really low, and then every time someone completes one, it gets a little bit harder to complete. So you're racing to try to get these goals, which don't really accumulate to big points. It diverts you from the main game. There's a million ways to score points in this game, but for some reason that extra action just drives people nuts. Me too. I admit I'm guilty, just like the rest of my gaming group. We go running out the gate, try to achieve those 3 actions, giving up massive points because we're wasting turns to achieve and get that 1 extra action or 2, or if you can get, I got 3 one time and barely won the game because I got my eye off the ball and I barely won. But I remember the one girl got maybe 1, and she's like, I'm not going to do these anymore. And she went on a point scoring range. I was thinking, am I making the right decision? And like I said, I got really lucky, and my 8 turns did help me out in the last few rounds there. But at the same time, I love that a promo just changes the thought process and changes people's strategy so much. This elevated this game that was outside of my top 100 into my, I think it was like number 50, 51 or something. I mean, that's how much I enjoyed that promo. So I think it's really good. These other 2 may be cheating, but I don't care. They are Queenies, plural, because I think all 3 of these Queenies make the game better. I have said this before, but Neptune, okay game, so-so game if you get it, just plain Jane. If you get it with the Queenies, it elevates this game. It really does. This is a know-nothing game without them because the Queenies force you to do what the game just couldn't convince you to do, which is explore all around the board. In Neptune, the game would almost be broken, and I'm wondering if this is why they created the Queenies, because someone may have found that post-production, that it behooves you to stay in the same area. Because if you can get all your deliveries done and finish first, you can get a little bonus at the end of every round, and you'll probably win the game that way. In fact, without the one time we played without the queenies, that's what someone did to win. They figured it out. It's like, oh, so the game is about figuring out the shortest route and to stay within that same area. Got it. But you play with the expansions. The expansions reward you for getting different types of goods, for going to every city, which I haven't done yet and I still want to do because you're creating this mural. And it just gives you little victory points at the end. I don't even know if it's worth it, but for some reason, all of us start looking at these little, promos, these queenies, and start obeying whatever they want us to do. Get one of each resource, check, we got to do that because we need those 7 points. Is that going to win? Maybe it'll win the game. Who knows? If it's a close game, it could. Or complete the mural. Everyone wants to do that, and everyone gets disappointed because I don't think you can, unless you're extremely lucky. But it does alter the game. It's really weird to say that these queenies just change the game so much and they make the game better. I wish they would have been part of the base game, because then you would have had a game that I think a lot of people would have loved. But anyway, in this case, without the queenies, it's not worth getting. With the queenies, it's a great game. Number 1. I'm not shy about this because it's another queen game. It's a bunch of queenies here. 4 queenies to be in fact. From Templar, the Hidden Treasures. You play Templar, a regular game, it's not fun. It probably wouldn't even be in my collection anymore, to be honest. It's ho-hum. Every queenie that gets added. I had 3 queenies. It made the game better. Never played without them. I finally got the 4th queenie last year. Played with it. Blew my mind. Put all 4 together and you've got a fantastic game. These are just promos, mind you. The little queenie extra mini expansions here, and they change the game so much. You can finally get big points. Someone finally went around the board game track on points, which I've never seen done. Like I said, about the halfway point, a little bit above it is about the farthest I've seen. But if you use each one of these little promo expansions, if you use them wisely, you can score some huge points. And one of my buddies figured it out, and he did it, and I was so proud of him. But it was awesome. And to be honest, this game has a chance to get in my top 100 one day, as long as I keep playing with those queenies. Because I just have a feeling it's just going to elevate the game even more as I keep playing it. And that's why it came up as number 1. But hey, those are 5 board game promos / mini expansions that I think are awesome, and you got to add to your games in order to get the full essence of enjoyment out of them. But what about you? Is there an expansion or mini expansion or promo card out there that you're like, Matt, this is something I will always play with? Let me know. Maybe I forgot something in my collection that I had too and just forgot about. Or maybe I didn't know about this game. It's so-so, but with that mini expansion or that promo, it's even better. All right, folks. I'll see you next time.